Hi guys. Even though the Barelvis did not hold much ground in Pakistan and the Deobandis outnumbered them, let us discuss how a Barelvi Maulana Naeem-ud-Deen Muradabadi formulated an 11-point plan for Pakistan, which essentially is the root cause of all of Pakistan's problems. So even though the Barelvis did not get much hold, they somehow in one way or the other did execute these 11 points. Notice how they are similar to Pakistan's problems today. So who is Naeem-ud-Deen Muradabadi? We have noticed the fulminations of the Barelvi Maulanas throughout the Pakistan movement. The All India Sunni Conference (AISC) appointed Naeem-ud-Deen Muradabadi as the head of a committee in May 1946, who formulated his 11 points for the new Medina of Pakistan. Naeem-ud-Deen Muradabadi's 11 points showcase the general Barelvi point of view at the time vis-a-vis Pakistan as an Islamic state. The document defined Pakistan as a free Islamic government in Hindustan, established according to Shariat and the principles of fiqh. What this meant in practical terms was outlined in Muradabadi's 11 points, which underscore not only the role of the ulema in government but also the right kind of ulema. In fact, the first 9 points, if implemented, would have effectively shut out any meaningful Deobandi participation in Pakistan's governance. So the first point is, this government will be ruled by a Sunni Amir, would have placed a Sunni, read Barelvi Amir, at the head of the state. That an Amir of the proper sectarian persuasion be elected would be ensured by point number 2. Point number 2 is, this Amir will be elected by the majority of the Sunni, Ahl-Sunnat Muslims, which not only excluded non-Muslims but also Shia Muslims and potentially all Sunni Muslims who failed to meet a state requirement of orthodoxy. Based on the AISC's membership criteria, the Deobandis would have fallen far outside such a requirement and may therefore have been unable under Naeem-ud-Deen Muradabadi's constitution to vote for the Amir. Once a Barelvi or Sunni Amir had been elected, he would create a Shura or advisory council as per point number 3. Point number 3 is that Amir will appoint a group of pious Muslim people and statesmen for a Shura, almost certainly of course, stacked with those of the Ahl-Sunnat persuasion and traditionally made up mostly of the ulema. Fourth point, the Jamaat-e-Shura will be directed by the Amir. Fifth point, the suggestions of the Jamaat-e-Shura will be considered final after the Amir's acceptance. He assured the Barelvi religious leadership a powerful place within the political apparatus, that is, direct access to the head of the state, with that head's general compliance with their suggestions as implicit in point number 5 constitutionally binding. Point number 6. Pakistani government would be in good Sunni hands by having the almost certainly Barelvi Amir in charge of appointing a Prime Minister. Next point, Prime Minister will have responsibility, which is called Nizam-u-Nigrani, over all internal and external affairs. So he will just have responsibility, not direct powers. Department heads would be nominated by the Prime Minister. Nominations would be only after approval of the Amir himself. Taxes shall be levied according to Sharia. Status of non-Muslims shall be in accordance with Sharia. If the 11 points were to be conceded, Muradabadi's constitutional framework would become more like the present Iranian constitution, where the Supreme Council exercises the real power.